So G, you managed to gain promotion to the Liga Santander. First of all, congratulations. Just
Thanks.
how proud are you of these players that have managed to take you up, and do you think you can go on and win the title? Well, I think...
Oh, who cares what he thinks? It was all me. Where's my press? You bastards. We're going to win this title. And then watch out, Barca, Real. We're going to proper come for you. And it's going to be proper bow as well, I tell thee.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to When I Say Bo, You Say La Liga with me, GWFM. Here we have, of course, in fact, let's look the right way. Here we have, you can see there, top of the table. One game to go. Technically, you could say we've already kind of won the league, but there's only 4 goals in it in terms of goal difference. Form has been sketchy, it has to be said. Let's have a look how we got on in said games building up to this point. So last time he joined us, we had a 1-0 win against Real Oviedo. Since then, it was shocking, really, to say the least. We drew 1-1 with second place La Jolla Lorca, who I think we destroyed them in terms of chances, if I remember rightly. No, sorry, this was level pegging. 1-1. They got a late equaliser. It was pretty much deserved, if I'm being completely honest. But then we had a game against someone like, Sevilla Atletico, and I think they were about 14th at the time, something like that. And we got absolutely destroyed. I couldn't get over it. They had a sniff. I really bollocked him after that game. And then we went afterwards and had a home 3-2 win against Adi Alcorcon. Let's go with that. We destroyed him in chances. It's nothing more than what we deserved. We had to rely on a very late Suso winner on literally the last kick of the game, so that was very pleasing indeed. And then we went back to losing again, this time against Numancia, who were second or third at the time. They are our nearest rivals, or they were. I think they still are. And to be honest with you, we dominated on chances. They just seemed to score every shot that seemed to go on target. Tyrone getting a couple of goals for us, but the last one coming very much in vain. And then again we lost against. Then after that we lost again against Valladolid. This time 2-1, of course, an even game. They probably shared it in terms of chances, if I'm being completely honest, but it was a massive kick in the teeth that they scored pretty much the last kick of the game. Got a lot of bookings, never mind. But then we hit a little bit of form after I had a bit of a team meeting. First we played bottom side at Barcelona B, and yeah, this was closer than what it needed to be honest with you. We were losing at half time. No, we weren't. We got a goal just before half time. But otherwise, it was a shocking performance in the first half. We came out fighting in the second half, and we managed to steal the win towards, just on the hour mark, thanks to crap Jesus. And then we followed that up with a 3-1 win against CD Lugo. Douglas Baggio, I'm guessing, could be related to Roberto Baggio. A pretty substandard performance, really. They dominated us on chances. Well, I said dominated. They had slightly more chances. We had more possession. Quite even game. We came out 3-1 winners, much to my delight. And then we recently played our last win of the campaign so far. A 3-1 win against Royce. Royce, a team that narrowly avoided relegation last season, but they seem to be a little bit better this season. And they give us a game, to be honest with you. We were 3-0 up and home and dry at half time, and Royce, they came into it and started creating chances. Eventually got the rewards with a late goal, but obviously it wasn't enough. Then it went tits up a little bit again. Rayo Vallecano, we went there and got beat, and deservedly so as well. 2-0 down before half time. Sousa got pulled one back, but it was only a consolation in the end. And then the final game, Cordoba, a home game. Disappointing this, a 1-1 draw. Dominated them in chances, had 11 shots on target. Their keeper must have been the man of the match. No, apparently our keeper played even better, even though he only saved 3 shots, and the other guy saved 10. But what do I know about football? Apparently nothing. Yeah, so that left us, as you've seen, at the top of the table with Numancia, the only team that can catch us for the title. 3 points ahead of them as well. Our success has been based on the fact that we haven't drawn many games. When we haven't drawn, we've either won or lost. But obviously, we've won twice as many as we have lost, and it's put us in a commanding position. It's not a high points tally, in my opinion, but I'm quite pleased that the fact that we're in this position end of the season. Obviously, we're going up into the Liga Santander, and hopefully, who knows, see what can happen. We've actually got as budgets, and it was 5.72 million, and we've got like 50 grand just shy of wages to spend. I haven't brought anyone in yet. The only thing I've done is I've signed a few players on for next season, another year contract extension sort of thing. But otherwise, the problem we do have, if you look at the finances just really quickly, let me find it. Right, I seem unable to find it. I can't think where on earth I'm looking. But basically, what it is that we have every sale that we make, if we sell someone, we can only get 5% of that amount to go into our transfer budget. Because we're losing money, we're nearly 4 million in the red, which is a bit of a pain in the ass, it has to be said. Oh, there we go, 5% of transfer revenue is made available. There it is. You know, it's glory. But we've lost 2 million this season, so we're like, it's a bad place to be, and obviously I'm hoping being in the Liga it will sort itself out, but we'll have to wait and see. I've got some money to spend. I will be doing a lot of work over the summer, which I do want to say at this point that I might be doing something over the weekend, because I'm recording this on the Thursday. I'm going to do my best to try and get to a point where I can record for Monday's episode, but there's a slight chance it might have to wait till next Friday. So I'm planning to get this out on Friday, and then obviously it might be a week, just because it takes that long to get to the next point, get all my transfers, get all my friendlies done and everything. And it does take a hell of a lot of time. But anyway, hopefully you understand, but it might be a week until the next one comes out. So there's only one last thing to do now to the game, and that is look at Real Sporting de Gijon. I don't know why I sounded French, because I don't think it's a French team. Well, it's not a French team. What am I saying? Don't think it's a French team. There's absolutely no doubt. But Jose Luis Ultra is the manager, and again, very good coach. Tactical knowledge only 11. I don't think I've seen anyone above 12 in this division. So, he might be half decent. It's decent motivating, and my management's pretty good. So, who knows? But their key player is Sergio Alvarez, and he's also the captain as well. You can see why he's at 18 leadership, and he reminds me very much of Sands for us. Basically, he's got very, very good mentals. Very much a team player, very fit, but not the quickest. So yeah, he's looks like he could be a decent player, and it just sign Alvarez at whatever the price, which I might look at, although it would take up pretty much all of our transfer budget. But anyway, that's him. Yeah, but looking at them in terms of their history, and in the last 20 years, they've had 3 relegations and they've gone up twice. But mainly, you could consider them like they're in the right area, they're in the right division, if you know what I mean. Obviously their fans will probably say otherwise. So looking at their history, the Liga Santander, they finished runner-up once in 1979, third place in 1980. Copa del Rey, they've been beaten finalists in 81 and 82. So it looks like around that sort of time, 79 to 82, they seem to be a very good side. But other than that, that's all they seem to have won. Aside from obviously the La Liga 1, 2, and 3, which was going back quite some time. But I still think they're going to be a tough ask. Now, let's have a look at today's lineup. Right, so this is going to be the final lineup for this season. We have got a 4-goal advantage. All we need to do is get a point, but all we need to do is better Numancia's result. If we lose 2-0 and they win 2-0, I think we'll still be okay. I didn't actually check. Let's have a quick look at that for the goals scored. Yeah, we've actually scored more goals, so they need to make a 5-goal swing basically. So that's going to be very interesting indeed. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to start with a batting goal. We're going to go for a bit of youth in this side, just to try and get the players, as much development as possible. So we've got a batting goal. We've got Luis Perez at right back. We've got Hart at left back. With George and Avildano, obviously not young, but is the leader out there in defence. Then we've got Sands and Diaz. Diaz obviously maybe coming to the end of his time at Tenerife. I'd like to see if we can keep on for another year. He did have a bit of a bad injury halfway through, so unfortunately I was unable to play him as more because he was quite effective, especially coming off the bench. So I'm going to give him a start today alongside Sands, who's been pretty much ever-present. We've got Gutierrez on the left, Suso the captain on the right, with De Thomas and Benedetti getting a rare start. Obviously he's a 15-year-old kid. He hasn't scored a goal yet, but he's come off the bench 3 times just to try and get him some game time and a bit of experience. He's getting tutored as well. His determination's already got up 4, so that's pretty handy as well. And yeah, he's got a lot of potential. So he's going to be basically shit hot. So let's see if he can try and nick a goal, try and break the record for the youngest goal scorer or something like that. That's what I'm hoping for, because it's very rare I get to do it. But anyway, let's go for it. Let's kick some ass. Today's game is brought to you live from Estadio Helidoro Rodriguez Lopez. It's Club Deportivo Tenerife versus Real Sporting de Gijon. Right, so believe it or not, last time we played these, we actually got beat. So obvious choice, get revenge. Probably won't happen, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm going to calmly say no pressure to the young lad. I've been trying to utilise FM Life, Troy's little guide on training. Obviously, go check it out because it's shit hot. In-depth sort of stuff, how to increase people's, the attributes that you need. People forget. I mean, I never realised. This is one example. This is one thing I never knew. Work rate is increased, which I thought it was a mental attribute, but it's actually increased by physical. So if you do fitness training, it increases your work rate as well. There you go. Tip of the day, courtesy of Troy, but never mind. Right, let's get into the game. Let's kick some ass. Let's chew some bubblegum. Let's win this game. Let's go up in style. Let's win the title, and then hopefully, we'll get a decent amount of money to cover the finances, and I can ask to increase the transfer revenue I get back if I sell anyone, because I'm really reluctant to sell some of the players now, because I'm thinking it's not even going to be worth it. Yeah, it's good for the finances, but what's that going to be if I wanted to build a team that's able to not only survive, but compete in the Liga Santander? But is it a early highlight? Gutierrez is through. He's offside. Never mind. Right, we've got a free kick. Sands has stepped over it. It comes to Gutierrez. What a rocket into the top left-hand corner. 1-0 so far. 18 minutes gone. And we've got one hand on the title, haven't we, really? I wonder if you get the glitter, or whatever it is, the ticker tape comes down. I wonder if that's the case, but with every chance it going elsewhere, it might not happen. I'm not entirely sure. So, we've had an injury, and basically I'm just going to bring on Giovanni. He's the other young kid. Doing alright, I suppose. He's improved a little bit, not really as much as what I would have liked, but he's got quite a few crucial goals. Hopefully he can get another one. Let's just get into let's help if I click the right thing. Back into the game. Let's get him on the pitch. De Thomas injured. Bit of a pain. Right, we've got a throw in deep in Sporting Gijon's half. Forgot who they were for a second then. Avadano does well and finds Diaz. Change it to advanced playmaker as well, just to see if we can create a few more things. Oh, I remember now. Inaka, we saw him at the beginning of the season, I think it was, and he came back to haunt us with a free kick. Suso has it now. Finds Benedetti. Nice little left for Giovanni. 2-0. Come on, boys. That's the other hand pretty much on the trophy, because now they're going to need to score a lot of goals, put it that way, and for the Man City to score quite a few as well. I'm not looking at the results. I wanted to try and keep it a secret if possible. When I said secret, but keep it hidden so then I can find out at the end if it was a bit nervy. It'd be nice to know, because it's kind of more realistic, isn't it, if you don't know what's going on. So I'm actually very happy. I'm going to say that to try and get that morale up, it's taken a little bit of hit recently. We haven't won in 2 games, so get the morale up. Hopefully you can see it out with a bit of confidence, and then hopefully, like I said, the job is done, but they're not going to concede any more goals. That's kind of the best through ball I've ever seen, courtesy of a deflection, but Gutierrez loses it. The goalkeeper, it's a bit of a strange one seeing Wally in the Spanish side, but never mind. George Sainz, definitely want to keep him for many years to come. Luis, trying down the right, finds Suso, squares it to Benedetti. Get your goal, son! Oh, Giovanni with the... Well, it's a goal. Gutierrez has scored a second. It was the best sort of assist to the assist, if you want to call it that. Courtesy of Benedetti's ass, I want to say it is. Yeah, kicked it off his ass. It fell to Giovanni. And there it was, a little layoff for Gutierrez. Smashes it home. The keeper maybe could have complaints with himself, because that was shocking. So I'm just going to bring on Juan Camara. For Suso, keep Adolfo Gutierrez on. Why not? We're pissing it basically. He's been out injured for a long time. He was another promising player, but he's 24 years old now, so he's not going to be able to grow much more. He might be one I might look to cash in on. He used to play for Barcelona, of course. We'll have to wait and see. Right, so we're coming towards the end of the game. Kaprov loses the ball. 10 seconds. I tried to make a change, but I don't think it's going to happen. I glanced away from the timer. We only 1 minute left over. There it is. Full-time whistle. Get us that trophy. I've got no trophy. I've got a glass of pop. That I do. Yes. Get in. But yeah, fantastic stuff. Fantastic performance. Great work. And yeah, fantastic. I can't be happier really. Absolutely destroyed them, and look at that. I've never seen such a dominant performance this season as that one. And Numancia, looks like they lost as well. Who did they lose to? They were at home. They lost 2-0 to Huesca, who got themselves safe from relegation. Any Leeds fans out there? Samu Saiz's old team. So yeah, fantastic result for them. So what we're going to do now is I've just switched it to Loki Doki squad view. This is purely for the roundup of everything that's happened this season. We're going to look at the leading apps, goal scorers, assist makers, average ratings. That's all I'm going to look at really for this particular section, if you like, and the mistakes as well, I think. But looking at apps, top app makers, Sans, I did mention it, pretty much an ever-present. 39 apps and 1 sub-appearance. We've got Luis Perez, the right back, with 39 apps. I played Kamara in a couple of games early on, but I deemed he wasn't good enough. George, another ever-present apart from when he had a little bit of an injury, I think it was. 37 apps with 1 sub-appearance. And then Avildana with 34. Crap Jesus making 31 and 8 off the bench. So they're the leading app makers. Goal scorers, Raul de Thomas, despite having a fairly lengthy injury of about 6 to 7 weeks, I think it was. He got 18 goals when he did play. Played very well as well, to be fair to him, when he did play. Crap Jesus got 16, with Sousa picking up 12, Villa with 9, and Giovanni getting 8 goals. Quite, he was pretty handy, to be fair, early on in the season. Dropped off a little bit, but had quite a lot of games, a lot off the bench. Assist makers, Juan Villa got 11 assists, top assist maker for us, of course. Giovanni picking up 10, as pre-mentioned as well. He did well early on. Juan Kamara getting 8 as well. He's had a long time off sick, basically. If you have a look there, he's only made 13 appearances, 7 off the bench. Had a really bad injury, 3 to 4 month jobby. Tyrone got 8, and Crap Jesus got 8 as well. So very pleasing indeed. The best player for us this season has actually been Lucas Avildano, the rock that is the centre-back. Argentinian centre-back, should I say. 7.43 average rating for a centre-back is fantastic. I'm going to ignore Benedetti. He's only played 1 game and 3 off the bench. 7.4 average rating. I'm surprised it's so high, if I'm honest with you, because it's only got 1 assist. But never mind. Next was George, the other centre-back, 7.34. Raul de Thomas, as mentioned before, 7.28, doing very, very well. Iriondo had a very solid season, 7.16 average rating, along with Sands and Kamara. Both 7.16 and 7.5 respectively. So a very solid performance from those guys. And I'm not going to look at key passes too much. You can have a look, pause and have a look if you want. But I'm going to have a look at mistakes. And the leading mistake maker was Luis Perez. Made 74 mistakes. Did play every game, so he's obviously more likely to make mistakes. Sands made 66, George 64, and Avildano 55. That's a lot of mistakes, to be fair. I remember my life at Leeds there, and I'm almost certain that the likes of Ongweni didn't make any. I mean, obviously Ongweni is a tank, but I don't remember making anywhere near as many as that. But anyway, never mind. We won anyway, so it doesn't matter. We won the league. So I'm just going to highlight the players that are actually out of contract, so you might not see them again. Well, 2 people you're definitely not going to see again is Raul Kamara and Carlos Ruiz, because they are both retiring at the end of this season. Crap Jesus. He's 33 years old, sorry, now. He was 32. He's lost his pace, and he's actually become no longer a complete forward, which was the only reason I was keeping him. Now, he could still play as a false 9 for another year, but he's on £5 a week. I think that's quite a lot of money, if I'm being completely honest, for a player that I don't really see featuring that much next season. So, unless I can't find a decent replacement, we'll be saying goodbye to Crap Jesus. Juan Villa is another one. He's actually, 30-year-old. He's on quite a lot of money, 4.9 grand. Obviously, we're in a bit of a financial plight at the minute. And, you know, he's not going to get any better. He's not going to get any quicker. He's only going to decline. It's probably only got one more year. I might keep him as a backup, but I'm trying to focus on a couple of the youngsters who have got a lot of promise, who could definitely, you know, just fly past him in terms of quality. Other players, we've got Alberto, who will be, I think I might sign him on a one-year deal if I can, because he covers both at the back and central midfielder in the ball-winning sense anyway, and I think he could be an adequate backup. Luis Perez is the right back and he's out of contract, and I'm not sure whether to keep him or not because his technicals worry me. Everything else is fine, but it doesn't seem to increase at all in his technicals. I mean, he's been training all year, and I think he had one increase all year. It was only like 0.2 of everything, so I'm not too convinced with him going forward, but we'll have to wait and see. I'll have to make a decision on him. It depends if I can get a better right back in. James Sone, whoever he's called, I got him from Real Madrid and on loan. He looks good, but I don't know. I got too many midfielders, and I tried to rotate it best I could, and I had a couple of players moaning. I had Zinedine Zidane moaning at me that he wasn't playing because I'd like some Brahim Diaz. He was injured fairly long term, and basically I got him in as a replacement for him while he was injured. Because for me, I think this guy had a hell of a lot more potential, if I'm being completely honest. So I'll definitely be looking to sign him on for another year at least from on loan. Don't be fooled by 575 grand. They'll probably want about 25 million because that's what happened with Angelino on my Life at Leeds save. So that is it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. It's greatly appreciated as always. Don't forget, if you like the video and leave a comment, it's more likely to show up in the searches. So if you'd like to help a fellow Football Manager fan out, you know, help us out in getting up the rankings, go ahead and press that like button. If you'd like to leave a comment and let us know what you think of the transfers, what you think of the season as a whole, yeah, let us know as well in the comments. And if you'd like to see more, if you're new, of course, feel free to press that subscribe button. But yeah, hopefully you can join us for the next one, next season. Don't forget, it's probably going to be a week. Yeah, hopefully you understand that it's just because of basically real life stuff. If you get asked, you know, any of you have got a partner and kids or a kid or whatever, you know that it's hard, and you know you can't just pass everything off and say, "Oh, sorry, I can't. I'm playing Football Manager all day." It don't work like that in the real world. Kids. So yeah. Anyway, enough jibber jabber. Hopefully you'll join us next season. And until then, I'll see you then. Bye bye.